in that game. Some things went wrong. You were able to overcome it, win it in overtime. But what did you take away from that game Friday night as a coaching staff?
We got a long way to go. Just got to keep working. But I did take that we were able to keep our players playing. It meant a lot that no one gave up, and that was something that was important. Make sure you have faith, make sure you fight, and be ready to fight 5 quarters.
Yeah, and I think no one epitomized that win more than LaQuan Allen. Everybody's talking about the game-winning touchdown run. How about that 4th and 1 on that final drive of regulation when it looks like he's dead to rights in the backfield, and he just willed his way to a first down, keeps the drive alive, you score, and then you win it in overtime. Can you speak to, I guess, his performance specifically, just the way that those 2 runs, that one at the very end of regulation, that one in overtime, it just seemed to kind of epitomize the entire effort from the team?
Relentless and tough. He's just relentless and he's tough. He just wants to play all the time. Like, he loves playing football, so he wants to play football. There's nothing that he doesn't think he can do. So he's just relentless and tough, to be honest. And I wish that everyone on the football team would act like him. I always tell him, you're the second toughest guy on our football team, and so it's a good deal with him.
Yeah, we spoke with LaQuan on Tuesday, and he was talking about what he calls Bloody Tuesday. I guess a lot of the players were telling us about this, the most intense practice of the week.
It's Bloody Orange Tuesday. And the reason
Orange Tuesday. Yeah. Tell us about that.
The reason I say he's the second toughest is because I'm the first. So I'll be messing about it. But it's just his team run. And it's who we want our program. That's what we want our program to resemble, and that's what it should look like. And you do that so that way you understand and know no one else is practicing that way. They're not doing the things that we're doing all that time. So we just have a lot of fun. It's competitive. It's against each other, and it's just really extremely fun. Don't allow one person to stop you. So just keep going. But it's extremely fun. They got it from Kirby Smart. Taught me that. Them being down at Georgia, and he showed me that, and that was a good deal.
Coach, how would you say the offensive line is progressing? Steve and I kind of disagreed about how the offensive line played. I won't tell you who said what, but how are you grading out the offensive line?
I would say they're a C, 75, a high C, maybe an 80, low B. I think they can do so much better. They're not maximizing their full potential. They're a lot tougher than they're showing. You gotta be a little bit lazy at times, so we gotta get better. We just gotta keep getting better, and that's in all aspects of the game, at every position. We all got room to grow. We all got room to get better. Like coaching from myself on down, like our entire organization has to continue to get better. Because what we've done isn't going to last. We talk about September was the pretenders, October is defenders. You're trying to defend who you said you were in September, and then, getting ready for the contenders in November. So it means a lot. But I think everyone could get better.
Coach, we talked about LaQuan's effort. I do want to ask you about Kyle McCord, who threw the ball 60-plus times. Midway through that fourth quarter, looks like you're about to take the lead. He throws an interception. UNLV goes on that long 94-yard, 10-play drive. They take the lead with under 3 minutes left. And then, he forgot about the mistake. He went out, let him down the field. You guys score, and then you score in overtime to win the whole thing. Yeah, I guess, can you speak to his leadership and how hard that is for a quarterback to make a mistake like that, feel like, oh, man, I put my team behind the 8 ball now, we're down, and then to be able to lead them on a game-tying drive where he had to be accurate and precise. He converted some third downs, and then obviously with the pressure of overtime. Can you speak to, I guess, what that says about his leadership and really his maturity as a player to be able to do that?
He puts the time in daily, and we do 2-minute situational football all the time, so he's always doing that in practice. So it was more so like another practice to him. We've done it. It wasn't his first time. He's been there before, so just went in there and go down and get us the win. We want to put the ball in his hands at the end of the game as much as we possibly can. And we feel as though if the ball's in his hands at the end of the game, then we got a chance. So that's our motto. That's what we stand by. That's the entire team stand by, and that's what we feel.
Coach, what's your theory on special teams? How important is it? And, everybody knows the problems you had, but, where does it rank in importance on your team?
If you've seen how much special teams we've done throughout the spring, and winter workouts, just working little different drills, do the conditioning piece of it, you wouldn't understand how we are where we are right now. But we changed up a bunch of stuff. My importance is just as important as offense and defense. But we've changed up a bunch of stuff, got some things going on, and I think we'll get it fixed. I don't think we have to get it fixed. So we got an intelligent coordinator. I just felt as though it was time to take this complicated stuff and make it as simple as possible. And then once we do simple well, then we move on. But we weren't making the complicated simple. The complicated was complicated. So therefore, you got what you got. So, that was completely on us, completely on, I would say, myself as the head football coach and our staff for putting the players in a bad situation.
Just one follow-up on that, not to harp on the special teams, but the two, botched punt attempts in particular. Was it a formational thing or a miscommunication thing that allowed, those two punts to go awry?
It was just two guys didn't block their man. It was a miscommunication. Just didn't block. It wasn't in formation. Like when you go back and if you watch it, I watch it with you, you'll see who should block who, and then they just missed and didn't block those guys. So if you allow two athletes to run free that are like skill players towards the punter, it better get blocked, Right. That's what we done wrong. So it was just lack of being focused, we weren't focused enough. You got to focus through the whole, and it kind of pisses me off because we put people, we do a lot of community service here, and I love doing community service, but then we go do community service with the other teams, and we keep giving them, we keep giving them stuff. Like, if you just go back to all our games, when we played Georgia Tech, we had some block kicks and missed different things 2 times in that one, and there was more points that was given to them. You go back, we playing against Holy Cross, 3 field goals we don't make, there's different things. And if you just look at all the games where we're up on guys right away, and then we relax, and then they come back. We're up on them, and then we chill. So we gotta stop playing to the talent. We don't know how to we don't know how to finish them. I'm gonna probably have to bring Mortal Kombat in here and show them what Mortal Kombat. Remember when I was young, you should be like, finish them, and you had to do a certain
finish them.
Yeah, we gotta finish, man. We gotta finish, and I think that our fans, our community, like the university, the faculty, students, staff, they deserve to see us finish. So we gotta finish, man. We gotta put a full play together. We haven't done that yet, It's always offense do well, or then the defense do well, and we just won't do it together, back to back to back to back. We gotta get that done. That's what I'm working on now to make sure we get that done.
Yeah, Paulie and I can certainly relate. We grew up on Mortal Kombat as well. We were talking in the last segment about winning on the road, and this program, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but Syracuse hasn't won back-to-back games away from the Dome during the regular season since 2012. It was the end of the 2012 season. It's been a while. So I guess kind of a two-part question. Why is it so tough to win on the road? And, you just went on your first road trip as a head coach. What did you take away from that road trip?
It was fun. It was different. You get to go away, you get to stay in a hotel, do different things of that nature. I like it. I like road trips. I just like football. I like playing football. So, whether you're playing home, playing away, it's all the same. Our fans made it feel like home. It was so many people there that when you turn around and look, it was like, I wasn't sure that we were away. It was just playing ball. So, shout out to our fans. It was like, you were there, Paul. Paulie drove that far. But it was electrifying just being there. So, I didn't really pay much of attention, and I think it'll be the same way this week for a little while. But you just got to focus. You got to just be able to lock in and know that it's us, and it's us against them. And eventually we want to continuously, my goal is for the stadium to start packed, and then you try and empty it out as the game goes on, and before the end of the fourth, there isn't as many people there, and it's just your fans.
Saturday, NC State really good at home, 25-5 at home over the course of the last 5 years. Off to a 3-3 start. They've lost to some really good teams, Tennessee, Clemson. They lose their quarterback to injury. What do you make of this Wolfpack team? You know they're going to be desperate. You know they're desperate for a win. Night game, in conference, road game for you. What do you make of this particular opponent?
I think they're a really good football team. I don't think the record shows who they are. Of course, they've down the quarterback belly. probably start again, but I hear McCall was cleared, so he might play because he's a tough kid. But I believe that they're a good football team, like a really good football team, and they'll be ready to play ball. You know, he's done a great job. He's the second. I think he has the second most wins in NC State history, you know, which is hard. He's been there for 10 years, and you can see that the guys exemplify him. You know, they're an example of who he is and how he's a tough guy and a real good football coach. So I just think that they're a really good team. I don't think their record shows who they are. You know, I think that they just got off to a slow start. They're a good football team, though. So, you know, we're excited to play it. We're excited to go in there Saturday night, 8 o'clock. And, you know, this was the first place. My first college football game was at NC State. So I want to go up here and just see what it's like.
How about that full circle moment for you? I got to ask you, last question from me. You know, we have you on QSportsTalk.com every week, so we can see you as we're interviewing you, and we see that gold jacket in the background. Can you speak to the significance of that gold jacket over your shoulder?
I said that's Art Monk's, but we got a lot of gold jackets too. Let me make sure I show you some. So this is Art Monk, but there's a lot of gold jackets here. So it's just that's one of many that I have. You got Marvin Harrison, got one, of course, Jim Brown, Floyd Little, Dwight Freeney. And the list goes on. You know, it's a bunch of gold jackets. We still got Rob Zonka. There's a lot of guys that play here. Then we got coaches with gold jackets, too. Don't forget Tom Coughlin was here. So there's a bunch of guys that were here that all got those jackets, but it's pretty cool to sit there. You know what's funny? One day my son was in my office, and he said, "Dad, I'm so tempted to put it on." I said, "You better not." He was like, I'm just tempted to put it on. Dad was crazy. He told me that. I bust out laughing. I said, "You better not put it on."
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, listen,
and that's
Coach,
why a lot of
why
a lot of the kids need to come to Cuse, because look at all these jackets that's around here, and it goes on around here. So you got to make sure you're being recruited. Make sure, like, history continuously repeats itself. Why wouldn't it repeat itself with you?
That's a heck of a sales pitch, right? You could be next.
I liked Art Monk and Al Toon were my two favorite wide receivers growing up.
We're dating ourselves here, Paulie. All right, Coach. Thanks for the time. Best of luck on Saturday. We look forward to chatting with you again next week.
I appreciate you guys. Y'all be safe, all right?
You as well. Head coach Fran Bratt, we will take a timeout. Yeah, Paulie.